Hey guys, and welcome to an epic replay of me and the Marder II. Now, to start off with, the battle map is mines, and it is standard battle. Now, the battle tier is tier 3, so I can really put this tank's excellent gun to great use. Now, to be honest, you're thinking right now, this guy's lost it, putting in replays of a tier 3 tank. But to be honest, I think it is pretty necessary because then people might get an idea of what tanks to choose when they start off. So yeah, this is the Marder II. It has no armor, an average speed, but a deadly gun. Now its accuracy isn't perfect, and its reload isn't perfect for its tier, which is 5 seconds. But it gets 37 ammo, so that should last you the whole game, to be honest. Now I'm gonna start aiming in here, but its aim time is really long, and you can see that I take a clutch shot into the Panzer IV-A. Now onto the gun a little bit. Standard armor piercing rounds have 108mm of penetration with 110 damage. Now, for a tier 3 tank, that is awesome. And then onto the APCR rounds, which have 154 penetration. But you won't really need them unless you come up against the KV-1 or something like that, because this tank's gun can penetrate the front of a T1 heavy really easily. Just to show an example. Now, to be honest, when I started off, I was in a pretty bad position for sniping because I could only see a fraction of the hill and couldn't really support my teammates. So I reposition, and so I can cover more of the hill and help my allies. Now I noticed that all of our team has either gone to the hill or to the island, and that means there is at least going to be one player. There we go, that has gone through the sea. Now this is an artillery trying to be a TD, but in the M7 Priest I wouldn't call that a bad idea, because as you can see there, my marker is showing that it might not penetrate. That M7 Priest artillery has a lot of frontal armor, so you can just see there 108mm of penetration might not go through its front in certain places, but then again it has artillery aim, so I wouldn't recommend that much TD play in it. And there we go. So I aim on to that sort of commander's hatch, which is a pretty big weakness. There you go, him moving backwards and trying to take a shot at me. Then he disappears off radar. Now I plant one shell where he was last spotted. Probably didn't penetrate that one. And then another one, but that one hits the ground, so I know that he's repositioned. Ooh, but then I noticed my Su-76 buddy up here on the hill had been killed, and now we're losing 7-8. So I'm thinking, okay, there was one person there and a lot of other tanks that haven't been spotted yet, so they're probably gonna be coming down this route to the city. So instead of staying there where they think I'm going to be, I'm just going to stay here or up in this bush, and I don't go too far. So here I can see through the bush, but as long as I don't fire or move, the enemy can't spot me. And now another thing and there we are, the Marder II appears. And another thing to say, this tank's gun depression is actually pretty good, because it is an open top tank, so that the end of the gun can go quite high up. There we are, that Marder II popping out. I put one shell into him, but because of the 5-second reload, I have to take a shell from him, because, well, there's not really a because for that, because that wasn't really great play for me. And there we are, he had the same gun as me. Yeah, there are two guns they have the same damage and the same penetration, just that they have different aim times and reload speeds. And he's able to put me down to 51 health. Now, I'm not really that much use as an aggressive tank with 51 health. So I'm gonna move to this different position and spot the SU-76. I don't want to really take a clutch shot because this is pretty necessary that I hit. Now this M7 Priest popping up as well. So I'm getting back so my gun depression can be, so I can use my gun depression fully. There we are, you can see it right there. I suppose that's pretty decent for a non-American tank, or Japanese. And there we are, that SU-76 pops up. Don't really know what he's doing there. I put one shell into him and back up because I can't take another hit. And then there we are. The tier 2 artillery on our team, the T-57, manages to kill him. So, great heads up to you if you're watching this. And he's had a pretty cool game. There we are, those people from our team just giving a shout out to him for great work. So now the rest of the tanks in play have all been spotted up, apart from that SU-76. So I'm thinking, well, I need to try and play aggressively because I need to keep up with my team and not let them get outflanked. So I'm going around here because the M7 Priest still thinks I'm on that hill. So I'm hoping that I can get around him and be able to fire one into his back. And there we are, the M7 Priest, unsuspecting. Now, you can shoot through objects, so I just aim up, even though there's a little tiny bit of his tank appearing. I could have just shot straight at the tank, to be honest, but I took a third person shot, not aimed in or anything, and right through the fence, and we're able to take him out. Now, another thing about the M7 Priest in TD mode, its rotation speed, traverse speed isn't that good at all. So another bad thing that doesn't go its way. And now notice this LTP progressing up towards our SPGs. So I'm thinking, now I've disappeared off his radar, getting stuck there on a rock. So I've disappeared off this radar and I'm gonna be able to pop into these bushes, not driving through them, and be able to spot him up. So far now, as you can see there, none of my tank is protruding through these bushes, so he's unable to spot me. Now notice that his gun is facing in that direction of the artillery. I pop out, he falls back, but then he doesn't seem to realize me that I'm there. I just pop out and take a shot at him. There we are, that comical M2 medium, most definitely with a derp gun, manages to ammo rack our ally. And now I'm pretty scared. Now I'm thinking maybe I should progress up to that cover of that tree, and then I noticed the M2 medium is aimed up on me. But then I managed to luckily kill him, putting the score up to 14-2. Now, just to bear in mind, one of our artillery is AFK, so it's just 2 against 1 now. So I'm just going to be a little bit cheeky and ask the other team if SU-76 is AFK to see if any haters are in his team or anything. But as it turns out, no one answers. So we were pretty lucky with that M2 medium not taking a clutch shot at us. Either he was reloading or he was just trying to aim in to guarantee that shot. Because with his derp gun, if he hit us straight on anywhere on the front basically, unless it was the gun or the tracks or something, he would have taken us out with one shot easily. Now, as I said, I'm not sure if the SU-76 is AFK. If he was AFK, he'd be somewhere on K6, K7, but if he's not, I'm guessing he's somewhere in K5, over down there, which is a really good spot on this side of the map, to snipe onto the hill. So I'm using these bushes. I don't want to get spotted. I'm popping in and out, and I just realized that there's 7.5 minutes left. Now, if you've got that much time, I would not recommend that you rush at all. Even if you're on a slow tank, let's say a mouse, you don't need to rush. Just think it through. Try to even take a long way, because remember, you have the time. Now I'm trying to scout out, maybe try and get a spot onto him, that SU-76, but it turns out that I can't find him. And this is where that shot that I took in for no reason whatsoever comes into play. I could have been able to play much more aggressively in the against the SU-76, and that plays quite a big part in this game. But now that I'm left on 51 hit points and that I'm a one-shot for him, I have to play much more cautiously. Now, I told that artillery player to go scout down in K5, but I'm guessing he's not English, so he wouldn't have been able to understand. So I guess it's up to me. He's just in position, and there we are. Our M2 medium says just go cap. I say no, because if you cap in these sort of situations with one tank left and you don't know if they're AFK or not, then it reveals your position, so capping at this point will be the worst idea. Now, I'm guessing because I didn't spot that SU-76 up, he's either behind that rock down there, AFK, or in those bushes somewhere around here. So the best option for me is to go down this way, which would be around. And there we are, that M2 medium saying why I won't cap. Then I type into him that it would reveal my position, and that wouldn't really be effective at this point. Now, just to bear in mind, if I die, I'm just leaving that artillery from our team all by himself against that SU-76. Then it'll just be a piece of cake, to be honest, unless that artillery gets a good hit on him. So there he is, not AFK, camping at the back. Now I'm on the move shotting, trying to get his track so he can't turn around, but he decides to not turn around, instead try to run away. And then there we are, we get a satisfying last kill as an ammo rack. Now if we hadn't have ammo rack, that we probably would have just rammed into him and reloaded by the time he would have been able to get out of that deadlock. Now, and that finishes our game. I'm on 730 damage, 6 kills, giving me a top gun. And I hope you like this epic replay of me in the Marder II. Please remember to subscribe and like, and see you later, guys.